because one of the things we haven't discussed is, well, why did you detransition, right? And you've made some reference to that now, I think. Okay, so now I guess we'll just keep walking through it chronologically. You've undergone surgery, but not bottom surgery, let's say, but that's in principle offering itself in the future. Okay, so now what happens? Was there any reconciliation of your discomfort about how your upper body appeared?
No.
After
top surgery, not really. I mean, the problem of I have breasts was gone, but also at the end of that, I was also thinking, well, I didn't really need to do that because they were already somewhat deformed anyways, and I still don't like the way that I look, and I still feel uncomfortable. So that didn't really resolve, but at the time I was sort of done transitioning. So I was in this place of like, I don't really know where to go next, and things are just getting worse, and it just kept getting worse. Okay.
And you're 15 now?
Yeah, I was 14, 15.
Okay, now when do you find another therapist?
16, 17, I believe.
Okay, and you said that was effective.
Yes.
Okay, tell me that story.
Well, I had sort of started opening up and realizing I needed to deal with a lot of the sexual trauma that I had.
Okay, opening up to who?
I had talked a little bit to my parents about it and sort of just came to terms with it in my own head.
Okay, so you'd revealed some of it to them?
Yes.
How did they react?
Vaguely. I revealed some of it, and they were very, very concerned and very distressed. And I think they immediately sort of questioned why I was in gender therapy, and they immediately wanted to put me in treatment for sexual assault only.
Oh, I see. Okay, so once they had the other details, they could put two and two together.
Right.
And so they encouraged you to find another therapist? They helped? How did that play out?
They helped me find another therapist.
They helped you? Okay. So you found another therapist. Why did you find a different therapist?
Because the therapy that I was doing was so surface level and wasn't actually addressing any issues in my mind. It was just creating more issues and giving
Why did you come to that conclusion?
Because they kept affirming that I was somehow intrinsically male and that would solve all my problems. And then once I matched the outward appearance of a male and I didn't feel better, they had no answers for me.
I see. Okay. And then you open up to, so then you start more deeply considering the potential effect of the sexual abuse.
Yes.
Then you talk to your parents. Then they help you find another therapist.
Right.
Okay. How does that therapist differ from the previous therapist?
That therapist barely spoke about my gender. We didn't even discuss it. Maybe once. We've talked about it maybe once. We went over it and I said, yeah, I've been trans-identified. And then we just sort of only really dealt with my childhood trauma, my sexual assault.
How was your new therapist trained? What was their specialty?
DBT and CBT were their therapies.
PhD psychologist?
Yes.
Do you know where they were trained?
I'm not sure.
Okay, fine. But PhD psychologist.
PhD psychologist.
Okay. And it was a more behavior therapy oriented approach. Mm-hmm. Okay, so, and what did they do with you?
We went through dialectical behavioral therapy, and then I also did something called imaginal exposure therapy, which sort of helped me remember a lot of the gaps that I didn't actually have filled in. And then once we did that, we just did a lot of general talk therapy.
Okay, why do you think that? What did you talk about that you think was helpful?
The number one thing that I think was helpful that we talked about is how that experience from childhood made me think about what it meant to be female and what external
And what did you conclude?
I concluded that I had been attributing a lot of self-hatred to femaleness.
Yeah.
I had been putting a lot of my own experiences onto femaleness as a whole, and I had been taking that out of myself for a very long time.
Right. So femaleness as the cause of your suffering.
Yes.
Okay. And this therapist was effective.
Yeah, very.
Okay. And so what were the consequences for your symptoms of depression and anxiety?
Just really resolved pretty quickly. I mean, I still
Any medication associated with that?
I was on medication when I was 15. I started being put on antipsychotics and antidepressants.
Oh, yeah. That was when you were still taking testosterone?
Yes.
Okay, so you went off the testosterone?
Yeah.
You went off the psych meds?
Yes.
Before you went to therapy?
No, I went off the psych meds around the time I was going to therapy with a second therapist, and then I stopped testosterone after that.
But your depression and anxiety resolved, even though you stopped taking testosterone?
Yes.
Why?
I think the main factor was definitely the testosterone because
Okay, so that quelled
Yeah.
the psychosis
That
symptoms.
quelled the
But why do you think your
psychosis.
depression and anxiety went away?
I think it was because I was actually going through therapy that was actually talking about my issues and not just,
Right, so you think you
Yeah.
got to the cause, the
Right.
actual cause. How did you resolve it? I mean, you had reason to blame your femaleness, so to speak, because that did make you vulnerable in that
Yeah.
way. So how did you and your therapist, what reconfiguration of the way you looked at things worked for you?
I started really focusing on what I wanted my life to look like on my terms and not just how I could fit into other things, and started trying to focus on more goal-oriented things rather than letting my mental problems be the main focus of my
How
life.
did you discover what your goals were?
Yeah, we just sort of talked about things I like and things I'm really passionate about beyond gender, beyond my mental health issues, and what I really love doing. And that gave me sort
What
of a
did you
focus
discover?
and purpose. I mean, I love theater, I love literature, and that gave me
see.
a lot of drive to go to school as well.
How did you, or did you, and if so, configure your view of being female?
I mean, that sort of came second in a way because we were going through this whole therapy process and not really talking about my gender at all. And then sort of after I was done with therapy, I'm in college, I'm much better off. And that's when I came to the decision I wanted to detransition, because I had built a life around me that had nothing to do with my gender, and I had reconciled with my own problems. And that's sort of when I came to the conclusion that there was no reason to keep presenting as male.
That's a complicated realization. I mean,
Yeah.
you had to, okay, that really requires some unpacking, because that's actually really hard, you know.